Hello, students. This week we will learn what data analytics is generally, and also you will be provided with materials about the sampling method. So here I want to give you an overview of what data analytics is and why you need to learn data analytics. So here is some charts that shows the job market for data scientists. On the left side, this chart shows the salary for data scientists has grown tremendously over the past years. Now, so this graph here it shows the increase of job openings on the market related to data. As you see, between 2020 and 2021, the number of jobs almost doubled. So if you have some skills of data analytics, it may potentially lead you to a high-paying job. And even if you don't plan to be a data professional, there's still quite some good reasons for you to learn data analytics. First, it helps you to improve critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills. Let's say every data project, every data report, at heart, it is about problem solving. You have to define your problem, and then you use data to find the causes, find the reasons for the problem, and further find the solution for the problem. Or you also need data to prove, to support that your suggestion, your solution will be correct. And also, you will learn how to use the tools, for example, Python here in this class, or R in some other classes to analyze the data. And this process itself, it involves some bugs, and you will have to learn coding. And this process itself help you to improve problem-solving skills. Okay. And the second, data-driven decision making is essential to every business. We all know the success of Amazon, Facebook, and other companies. Their success cannot live. They cannot succeed without using the data for their decision. And in Chinese, we say every soldier wants to be a captain in the future, right? One day you will be a manager for your company, for your organization. And it's also good to have some perspective of data because you want to prove that your decision, your suggestion is correct. But then you want to find some proof, but not just arguing. And not just say big words, how wonderful this strategy is, right? Instead, you want to have the perspective of data, and so you will know how to find the data to support your suggestion and how to prove it is correct. And third, through the projects in our course, so you will know that there are actually a lot of public data set available. And using these public data set, you can make very interesting discoveries. So here I added the link to the video in the discussion as well. So watch the video in the discussion and you will know that there are a lot of interesting things you can do with data, with public data. So what is data analytics? Data analytics, in short, is using data to do business decisions. However, this process involves complicated steps. First, for every data project, I said, first thing we want to define the business project, define the business requirement, what problem you want to solve. And further, you may collect the data, relevant data. It could be the data from your organization, or it could be external data you can find on the internet. And then the next step is data cleaning, because the data you find is usually not pure. It may have a lot of zeros, and then if you use these zeros to do the average, then this average will be incorrect, will be very low, right? So this is an example, a simple example of data cleaning. Why it is very important. So a lot of times, if you don't do good at data cleaning, it will still return you a result. However, this result may be inaccurate. So you have to do this step very carefully and do a lot of observations at this step. The next step is data exploration and analysis. This is what most of the task in the course about. So we will analyze like the basic statistics of the data, and we will look into relationships between different groups of data, like those. And we will learn how to draw maps and draw chart to present your data, and further look into the charts and to interpret the data. And the next, if you will go further learning about the data prediction, so here you will learn modeling different data prediction models like linear regression or classification, clustering, and then how to use the modeling, these prediction models to predict future data. And the next step is usually data validation. After you do the prediction, you need to verify and whether this prediction will be accurate. And usually at this step, you have like 80% of training data and then 20% data for validation. So that's the step of the data validation. And the last step for this data analytics cycle is deployment and optimization. So with the model you have built from the prediction, you want to predict the future data. Usually you save the model as a file, and then you can retrieve this file and then use this model to predict new data. Further, you may be able to deploy it as a web app. So for these steps, if you take an advanced level of data analytics class at your home institution, you will learn these, okay? In this class, we'll stop at the step data exploration and analysis. Okay, and further in this week, you will learn sampling methods. For example, if there are like 10,000 of data or even 100,000 of data, you may not want to pull out all of the data for analysis. And in those cases, you may want to do sampling. Okay, and if you do a survey in your community or in the statewide, you don't want to go every household or every you don't want to survey every person. So in such a scenarios, you will also want to use how to sample the population appropriately. You have two tasks this week. One is to finish the quiz, and also second is to post the discussions. So this is an interesting discussion about the power of data and the research you would like to do after taking all the lessons from the class, and you will be asked to do this research at the final project. But don't worry about this now, and at the end you will feel, you may not sure about this now, but toward the end of the class, it will be easy for you. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the lessons, and let me know if you have any question.